The murder of a widow for 3 bowls of opium. Even though many generations have passed, karma does not forget. It waits. It lingers in bloodlines, in children yet unborn, in families who believe the past is buried. In this lineage, those born healthy and whole often meet unnatural deaths. Only the sick, the broken, the ones fate already touched, are allowed to live. The elders say the spirits permit it, just enough survivors to keep the bloodline going, only so the suffering may continue. This story happened in a remote mountain village called Ban Nam Dam. Aunt Khiao lived there once. She had only one daughter. Her husband, Uncle Ma, was a soldier, a man who belonged more to the battlefield than to his own home. When Khiao was heavily pregnant, he never made it back. He died in combat without ever seeing his child's face. After his death, Khiao stayed with her in-laws, but grief has a way of turning into blame. Whispers followed her. Resentment grew. A widow, they said, was nothing but bad luck. So she left. She returned to her parents' home in Ban Nam Dam, but opium had already taken hold of the village. What began as medicine became addiction. Her parents deteriorated and died. Khiao moved from brother to brother, but every house belonged to someone else's wife now. So she asked for something simple. A small hut, a place where she and her daughter would not be a burden. For a moment, life stabilized. She remarried, hoping for relief. She chose wrong. The man was violent, lazy, cruel. 4 years later, she threw him out and chose solitude over suffering. From that day on, her world was her daughter, Dok Phikul. By 1980, Dok Phikul was 14, bright-eyed, quietly beautiful. Together, mother and daughter cultivated an opium field near a steep cliff. They worked carefully, patiently. By harvest time, they had collected 3 bowls of raw opium, each worth more than most villagers earned in a year. Someone noticed, a trader named Ta Luea. When Khiao refused to sell early, his smile vanished. He didn't leave. He waited. That night, mother and daughter slept deeply. Ta Luea entered the hut and stabbed Khiao in the chest. Once, then again. Dok Phikul woke screaming. He silenced her. What followed is unspeakable. Suffering that lasted until dawn, and when daylight threatened to expose him, he killed her too. He hid the opium in the cliffs, then burned the hut with both bodies inside. The next morning, farmers noticed smoke and silence. The bodies were burned beyond recognition. Knife wounds confirmed what fire could not hide. But Ta Luea, he acted normal, too normal. Because the deaths were violent, the villagers called a shaman. During the ritual, Ta Luea felt eyes on him. Hatred, burning. He never turned around. Before the spirits were sent away, Khiao's brother spoke aloud. If they deserved this, let karma end here. But if they were innocent, may their killer never escape. That year, Ta Luea grew rich. 3 years later, his eldest son bled to death from leech bites. 5 months after that, his second son died from a simple bamboo cut. The bleeding would not stop. Then one afternoon, Ta Luea smelled rot. He turned. Khiao and Dok Phikul stood there, burned, blackened, maggots crawling through their faces. They spat decay at him. He collapsed. From that day on, he begged unseen spirits, screamed at empty air. Eventually, he confessed everything. Rituals were performed. Merit was offered. Nothing worked. He suffered for months, unable to live, unable to die, until death finally took him. But karma does not end with one life. Even now, more than 40 years later, his descendants continue to suffer. Because some debts are not meant to be forgiven. They are meant to be remembered.